What do you think is one assumption about aerospace supply chains is really just wrong from a lot of people these days?
Say how you feel, Rob.
Well, there hasn't been so much talk about supply chain since the pandemic, and the conversation is not going away. Um, I think, started out thinking once the pandemic was over, the disruption was temporary. We get out of it, we move on, and we recover from it, return to steady state. And that's just not true anymore. We're seeing instead that disruption is more structural than cyclical. Um, Demand is permanently outpacing supply chain capacity. Aircraft shortages are expected to persist well into the next decade. Critical suppliers like engines, castings, fasteners continue to be single point failures. Labor, not just materials, now a primary constraint. 65% of companies still report workforce shortages. Demand from the defense segment are now directly competing with commercial aerospace for the same supply base. So, a clear signal. Even today, OEMs are still missing delivery targets because key components aren't available. So it's here. The disruption is here to stay. We need to learn to manage it more effectively.
Yep, and add on top of that tariffs nowadays too. So that's
Yes.
another wrinkle in the system.
When you think about it, when you talked about the push on both commercial and defense side of aerospace, right, particularly in the jet engine market, which I've had some intimate knowledge in, right? It never failed, and it's only maybe 3 jet engine players in the world, right, that can do pretty much all the type of aircraft that's out there, right? It's only maybe
Yeah.
3, right? And so because of that,
Yeah.
right, and because of over time there has been a lot of M&As, a lot of things that basically concentrated all the effort. Now we're paying the price for that making these huge stovepipes, just not even thinking about it, just because you're like, hey, we're getting more market share, we're getting more share from that perspective, and it's having a ripple effect from a future perspective, and you just and it's like throughout any critical capability or even supplier that's needed out there. They all have the same story. We used to be company X and company Y and company Z. We came together. Now we just one company. So we got the share, but now we didn't think about the scale, right? And so now we're trying to scale way behind, and it's absolutely
Exactly.
gonna be we got to do it's a macro problem now outside of industry itself.
We were in a position because of a lack of parts to overhaul the engines. We were tearing down excess engines to gain parts from those, recertifying the parts and using them in our overhauls. So the situation has gotten pretty tight.